Hey everybody, Frostlaws here. I wanted to put together a quick video to show people how to do the install for Valmod for 7 Days to Die. I had done a quick video previously, and since then the version of Valmod has changed. What is Valmod, you may ask? Valmod is a set of mods for 7 Days to Die, and it modifies a whole variety of things. There's basically two versions of it, and we're going to go to the website here in just a second. There's basically two versions. The first version is what he calls the expansion, and that basically just adds a whole bunch of new blocks to the game. If you don't want to change the mechanics of the game substantially, then probably the expansion is going to be the version for you. It just adds a lot of really cool functionality and a lot of really cool blocks and items and recipes and things into the game. The overhaul pack is what I'm going to be installing, and I don't even know how to describe it. It's awesome. It is basically a substantial, just what it says, a substantial overhaul of large portions of the game mechanics. When you start out, you have to choose a class, and you have to make some selection. You have to make some choices because different classes start out with different things. We're going to look at that after I get it installed. I'm not going to go into a bunch of gameplay at this point. The goal is just to show people how to get it installed. But I thought it would be worth talking a little bit about why I love Valmod. I started playing 7 Days to Die, really love it. I started watching a few Let's Play series from Games for Kicks, KH848, Mavis, and Joe the Pirate, Rongo the Bold, and the Broken Ankle folks, Mafke, and a few others. And I just love the game. It's a lot of fun, open world. I always play random gen. I haven't ever done a Navezgane map, but zombie survival horde crafting game, and but after a while, it can get a little, I was finding it could get a little stale. Then I saw Games for Kicks do a series on Valmod, but he didn't really go into very much detail on how to install it or set it up. And there are different ways of doing it. And a lot of people, I think, maybe end up doing the install over their vanilla game, and that probably confuses and frustrates people. It's a very simple way to do this so that it doesn't screw up your vanilla game or mess with it. And what we're going to do, you can see I've got my 7 Days to Die icon here. We're going to basically wind up with this one, and we're going to wind up with another icon that looks just like this called Valmod, so that we know which is which. So let me show you how to do that. The first thing you want to do is figure out where the local game files are saved. So what you're going to do is you're going to open Steam, which we will do right here. And Steam's going to open up, and you're going to get to see how much time I waste with all of these other games. All right, so we go up to 7 Days to Die. You're going to right click, and I'm going to close this first. You're going to right click on your 7 Days to Die. You're going to go down to Properties. You're going to left click on Properties. That's going to get you 7 Days to Die Properties. You see these tabs at the top. One of those tabs is Local Files. Then you're going to click Browse Local Files, and it opened on a different screen. I'm going to drag that over. This is the folder where all your game files are kept. Now, a lot of people end up putting the mod stuff in here. I do not suggest that you do that because that will modify your existing game, and it's really hard to undo. What I'm going to suggest you do is click on Common, and you have a separate folder for each one of your Steam games. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to copy this folder. Now, I will grant you, some people might not like this in the sense that it is going to take up more space on your hard drive. Hard drive space is cheap. Shut up. Get a new hard drive. But seriously, the easiest way to do this, the very simplest way to do this, is to just copy it. We're going to relabel it here after it's done copying. But that'll create a whole separate copy of this that won't interfere with your vanilla game. Which is, a lot of times people are like, oh, I'm interested in the mods, but I don't want to screw up my vanilla game. Well, the way we're going to set it up will prevent that from happening at all. So I'm going to rename this. And I am going to give it the wacky creative name of 7 Days to Die Valmod. Valmod. And then what we're going to do to make it even more simple is we're going to open this up. And here's the executable icon. We're going to copy that. I'm probably doing that. There's probably an extra step here. Yeah, actually, I'm going to create a shortcut. That says shortcut. I'm going to rename this to Valmod. And I'm going to drag this out onto my desktop and put it right there. Now, if I click this right now, it's going to open another instance of this vanilla game because we haven't modified it in any way. So let's get the mod, shall we? Open an instance. I use Chrome. Use whatever you like. But go to your Google or your search engine of your choice and type Valmod, Valmar. Valmar is the name of the guy that makes the Modpack. You're going to click on this, and this is going to be the, I guess, forum page for Valmod. Give you all the information you want about Valmod and all the different stuff that is involved. It'll describe right up here the expansion pack and the overhaul pack, all the different features. Notice new ammo types, hidden doors and drawbridges, automatic wall building, more dynamic loot, custom icons. I mean, there's a cling wrap, so you can wrap up meat so it doesn't smell as bad. You can make meat stew and can meat stew so it doesn't smell, and you carry meat stew around. The latest version is version 2.8 of the Modpack, and that gives you, there's a way to make paper in there. So you scroll down, and you can download the expansion pack. You could download the overhaul pack. It's going to download a zip file. Actually, what it's going to do is it'll take you out to this envil.com thing for Valmod. This I will just point out because I like to support independent work. You take note of this icon over here. Donate to the author. I did that. I encourage anybody who can, if you have the means, donate to Valmod, support people who do this kind of independent creative work. I really love this mod pack, and I appreciate it, and I like supporting people who do this kind of creative stuff. Right here is where you click download game mod, so we're going to do that. And of course in Chrome, it's going to be down here at the bottom. You can see it's a zip file. Here's what I like to do. Actually, I've done it on this computer already before. Go to my C drive on this PC. Oh, I need to get a bigger hard drive. I already have a folder here called Valmod, but this is the old one, so I'm going to delete this. And I'll point out a couple things. But this is where I'm gonna drop this. All right, so that it zips. So that it unzips right in this folder. So it's a zip file. And go to the folder that you put it in, and you're going to extract it. I'm going to say extract here. So it's doing that. Note that there is a Valmod install photo. I'm just going to go ahead and open that real quick. It's basically telling you that all you really have to do is drag and drop these two folders into the right spot. Okay? It says from the zip into the 7 Days to Die directory. I'm not going to encourage you to do that. Like I said, what I want to do, I'm going to close this. What I want to do is I want to put these two folders in the the place that we created. So I'm going to go back here, go back to browse local files again to open this up. And note this is the 7 Days to Die one. I want to click on Common again, and here's that folder, 7 Days to Die Valmod. What I really need to do is get this so that I've got both of these. Whoa, man. And I usually use a different view here, use details. All right, so what I want to do is get this and that into this. So all you have to do is select them both, select one, hit Control, select the other one, drag it. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm going to say copy. And then I'm going to select that folder and say paste. And then you're going to get, it's going to say, hey, wait a minute. Whoa, dude, are you sure you want to do this? There's 27 files with the same name. What are you doing? Are you sure you want to do this? Say replace files in the destination. Remember, your vanilla game is in this folder, not this folder. So it's totally cool. Just go ahead and say replace files in the destination. It's going to do that. Boom, you are done. You just installed Valmod. That's it. That's really all there is to it. Really, again, I encourage you to check out all the different stuff that's on here. All the different workstations. He constantly is updating this. There's been several different versions released lately to try to keep up with some of the changes in Alpha 14. I'm sure there'll be more, especially when we get to Alpha 15. But that having been said, I'm going to close out of this. Really, I'm going to put the link to this in the description, so you can just click on it and go there to do the download. I really encourage you to take a read through this and look at what some of the differences are, especially if you get confused. I will tell you that as you play this, when you first start out, one of the things that you will discover is that some of the recipes, in fact, a huge number, not just some, I should say, the vast majority of very simple recipes have been locked down unless you pick the right class. We're going to show you here in just a second as I log into this what you start out with, because you have to pick a class. It's like the first thing you do. Okay, so I'm going to go new game, and here's my suggestion. Oh, you'll by the way, you'll notice that all of your old maps are there. My suggestion is that I'm just going to call this Valmod Test 1, and then I would put some kind of designation just so you know that it's a Valmod game, so that when you're playing your vanilla worlds, because all the saves go to the same place. So when you play your vanilla worlds, these saves are going to show, or you're going to see them there, but you won't be able to open them properly. So make sure you put some kind of designation so you know which are vanilla and which are Valmod. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put that. I'm going to make this single player random gen. I'm not going to mess around with this just because this is just for demonstration purposes so I can show you guys. I'm going to hit start. Oh, bloody hell. Allow access. Windows trying to protect me from myself. And it's going to take the usual decent amount of time to build the environment. And I want to show you just quickly a couple of differences. This video is not going to go on very much longer. Alright, so here I am in the world. And then you get this little pop-up that he did specific to Valmod. Welcome to Valmod. Thank you for choosing Valmod. To start with, please search your crafting menu for class, that's this, and craft the class briefcase you want to start off with. Then place the briefcase on the ground and unlock it with the key. Have fun. Alright, so what the hell does this mean? And then it goes into your basic survival stuff that you want to probably do so that you get it out of that corner. So what is this? I mean, these are icons that you don't tend to see in the vanilla game at all. So let's take a look at it. So I'm going to hit tab, and I'm going to select this. And then you click recipes. Well, look at this. These are your different classes that you can have. Click on a class, and you're going to get some information about it. It tells you what the class starts off with. Combat axe, that is wicked cool, by the way, and a sawed-off shotgun. Recipes that you start off with are sawed-off shotgun, improvised weapons, and scrap armor. But note recipes you do not start off with. You can't make frames. All right. The builder, however, starts off with a supply of wood and wood frames and a pistol. Recipes, carpentry and a claw hammer. You need what's called handyman carpentry in order to build frames. Okay. One of the things that's interesting about Valmod is uh, or I should say, in addition to your skills system here, you can find notes. You find survivor notes on zombies when you kill them. You find them in a couple of places now, a couple other places, but primarily you find them on zombies. You accumulate some survivor notes, and you can buy recipes. So like for, I think it's, just by way of example, 20 survivor notes will get you the recipe for the chainsaw. 3 survivor notes will get you the recipe for maybe animal trapping or something. I can't remember. But each of these classes has a different thing. Gunman starts off with a 44 Magnum. A hunter starts off with an iron bow and hide armor, hunting knife, traps, animal traps, etc. The rifleman starts off with a bolt rifle. A bolt rifle? What the hell is that? Well, here's what's interesting. There's a difference now in this mod pack between the hunting rifle and a bolt rifle. The hunting rifle doesn't have a scope, but it has 5 rounds of ammunition. A bolt rifle is a single shot rifle, kind of like the old hunting rifle, but it has a scope. So very cool. Also, most of the weapons, I don't know if it's all of them, but like almost all the weapons can be silenced. You can find a silencer and add them to that. The medic starts off with extra medical supplies and a pistol. You get recipes for antibiotics, medical supplies, and chemistry. The survivor starts off with an iron crossbow, which has more durability and better damage stuff. More food supplies. You get a recipe for crossbow, animal traps, improvised weapons, and traps. You get the idea. The veteran starts off with an assault rifle and explosives, recipes for the assault rifle. So you get the idea. What's really cool about this is, of course, in single player, you got to choose which one do I want to go with. Personally, I probably would choose either survivor or builder. I've done bruiser. It's okay. That combat axe is wicked cool, but the builder is pretty important because, let me tell you, life is hard without frames. And here's a little tip, kids. You can't make chests. That's right. You can't make chests. There's a recipe book that you can find and use called Security Measures that gives you the ability to do some security features, and one of those is building secure storage chests. So until then, you're using desks, you're using cardboard boxes, anything you can to store things. Not to mention, if you can't make frames, it's really hard to block off doors. But I mean, this adds so many layers and so much texture to the game. It's so much fun. I honestly don't know that I can go back. So anyway, let's go ahead and pick one. I'm going to pick Survivor. And then you hit craft, and boom, here's your briefcase. All right, I'm going to go over to this road. I'm going to place the briefcase down. You got to be careful where you place it, by the way. Because you could, if you don't place it in the right spot, like if I tried to place it on top of this grass, it would fall and be destroyed. And then this is my key. It looks like a piece of paper, but really it's a key. You click that, and now you got a briefcase that's untouched. I'm going to hit E, open it up. Look at all this crap. This is what their books look like that Valmar has put in. This is the thing for improvised weapons. This is the thing for improvised traps. It lets you make trap spikes. So like, if you're not a survivor, you don't even know how to make wood spikes. You have to learn that stuff. Animal trapping. Let's see. This is the crossbow schematic you start out with. This is an iron crossbow that you start out with. This is canned meat stew. It doesn't smell. It's not as good as meat stew, but it's close. You start out with a variety of stuff, and then that goes away. Of course, you got to put all of it on, and flashlight and whatnot. You get some experience perks for your survivor dude, because he's particularly good at some of these different things. What makes this, one of the things that makes this interesting is if you're in a group of people, especially for multiplayer, if you're in a group of people, you know, one person's going to want to be the survivor, one person's going to want to be the builder, one person's going to want to be a few of these other things, so you have a little bit of variety. And look at this, plant seeds. I can choose to make aloe, apples, blueberries, chrysanthemums you can plant, corn, cotton, goldenrod, grapes, hops, you can make beer, leeks, potatoes, wheat. Use wheat to make flour, and you can plant yucca as well. There's a lot to this mod pack, and it's so freaking cool. I got to tell you, in all honesty, with my hand on my heart, I love the basic game for 7 Days to Die, but what I play nowadays is Valmod. If I click tab and look at a variety of the recipes that are out there, one of the first things you're going to want to make, there's a decorative artisan station, but one of the first things you want to make is a study desk, because that is what you use for turning your survivor notes into recipe books. It costs 50 wood. Also, a workbench, not a workbench, a workbench. There's an armory bench. In order to make armor, you build one of these. That's the only place you can make armor. There's a merchant delivery box, which basically does what the NPCs are going to do, presumably in Alpha 15. A chemistry station. The workbench, instead of needing springs and all that stuff, is 80 wood. So that's good. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on. If anybody's interested in another series, I would love to see a co-op. I actually had recorded a few episodes of my daughter and I playing, and never got around to doing the editing and uploading it. I did this for Mavis because I had emailed Mavis through YouTube, and just to ask her what was going on with her series, and hope that hoping her dog is on the mend, and giving her some encouragement on her channel, because I think she does a good job. And one of the things I asked her about was if she'd ever messed around with this mod pack, and she said she hadn't. And one of the reasons was because that she wasn't sure how to do the install. So I wanted to do this video so that people could give this mod pack a shot. I love it. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to contact me through YouTube. I will certainly I'll respond. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button, and I would very much appreciate it. I'm not a YouTuber. I don't really do this, but I wanted to take a shot at it just because I love this mod pack so much, and I've gotten so much enjoyment out of playing it. It is so much fun. If anybody would like to see another Let's Play, I think Games for Kicks is doing a Let's Play on this. Well, I know he is because I watch it every time it comes out. I don't know very many other people that are doing it. The reason I was going to look at doing a co-op with my daughter was mainly because I don't think anybody's doing a co-op on this, and I think that because of the class system, it would really lend itself very well to a co-op. And anyway, let me know what you think. I'd be very curious to see what folks say. And again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it.